pleasure and displeasure of coaching against Jim Dolan and the Barlow program. My name is Ray Flanagan. I'm former Bethel High School soccer coach. I've been to a lot of games in my life. I've been to the World Cup in Germany. I played 4 years college ball, played for Staples High School. I thought I knew a few things about soccer until I coached against Dolan. I was always coached by guys who kind of stood on the sideline like this and kind of watched and didn't say much, you know. So I got to say, the first time going to Barlow, I was in for a rude awakening. Not only were the referees wearing black, but their whole team was wearing black. It felt like it was 13 against 11. And I remember they had these coaches' boxes where you're supposed to stay within that coach's box. It's about 10 yards on the sideline, and the away team gets the far end of the field, and I'm standing down there, and there's a corner kick down at this end of the field, and I see Dolan is out in front of me. He's 4 yards out in the field. He's down there yelling at the guys. I see Harry Shaker and Tony Gorman here, and I remember pulling Harry Shaker over. I used to stand on the sideline like this, and I'd say, hey, Harry, isn't he supposed to stay in the box? You know, just like real quiet so Dolan couldn't hear me. And I'd have to say it a few times before Harry got up the nerve to actually tell Dolan to get back in the box. And I would get a little chuckle out of that. But anyway, I'd seen a lot of things, a lot of plays on corner kicks and things, but Barlow did this thing that I'd never seen before. I think it was everybody but the goalkeeper came up into our box on the corner kicks, right? The goalkeeper was probably up about 30 yards and everybody else was in the box. You say, well, who the hell are we supposed to mark here? You know, it's kind of a tough thing to figure out. I gotta say that going to Barlow as an opponent, I think you learn, if you look around the league and all the teams that we used to play, there were some pretty awful places to play. And Barlow was an awful place to play because they usually beat you. But the facility and the way they put on a game was as professional as you'd ever see anything in any high school across the country. And that, to me, as a soccer guy, and the relationship that Jim and I developed over the 5 years that I coached at Bethel was something that I'll always treasure, that we had a relationship where we could coach against each other and come out of there as gentlemen, shake hands. And Pam was equally as hospitable there, although I think they used to make us walk down from the upper part. They didn't let us bring the Bethel bus down. No, I'm just kidding. But they'll both be missed. I did have an opportunity to work with Barlow 1 year after I quit at Bethel. I coached the Barlow girls for 1 year, and there was a guy that I have to mention that got me in there. His name was Ken Harmon, and we'll all remember Ken. And Ken I don't think could say Dolan late in his life because of his stroke, but he used to always call him Jim's boys. He'd say, you know, Jim's boys are going to be good this year. So we all miss Kenny. But I do remember my first coaching experience with the Barlow girls, and it's also related to Dolan. For one, the girls practice on this cat pasture. It was about as flat as this part over here. Dolan's got a huge field plus a practice field, and they say, here, take 6 balls and go out there. I said, holy Jesus. Anyway, my first game, we play away, and we go to Bunnell, and I got an assistant coach on the bus, and we start coming home. We got mostly 9th and 10th grade girls starting at the time, and we're riding home on the bus, and all of a sudden they start singing. And they're singing this song called Hey Lottie Lottie. And I've been around a long time, I coached boys for a long time, but what came out of those girls' mouths I'd never heard of before. And I said, I pulled a kid over in practice the next day, and I said, hey, what's the deal? I got to say that, you know, I don't know if any of you girls were offended, but they said some pretty awful things. Oh, don't worry about it, Coach. He said, that's what Coach Dolan taught the boys to do. And all the teams at Barlow do this Hey Lottie Lottie thing. So anyway, it was a fun thing for camaraderie amongst the team, but I got to say, it was a little bit coarse. But anyway, congratulations to both of you.
For those that never heard Barnacle Bill, the first verse goes, "'Tis only me from across the sea," says Barnacle Bill, the sailor. I won't go through the rest of it. That's it, right? Is that Barnacle Bill? Yeah.